A woman, a beloved TV actress, a Big Boss winner, someone that entire country cheered for, voted for, cried for, sat down on a podcast in front of a million listeners and admitted that a sexual harassment case she filed against a producer was completely false. She said it herself on tape with her own mouth, and then she tried to explain it, and the explanation somehow made it worse. Today, we are getting into the full story of Shilpa Shinde, producer Sanjay Kohli, and the confession that broke the internet, what Indian law actually says about this, and why the industry reaction, including Hina Khan's response, has left absolutely no room for debate. Stay till the end because there is a contradiction in the story that nobody is talking about, and it changes everything. So, for those who aren't from the TV world, first of all, welcome. You've been living peacefully. Bhabhi Ji Ghar Bhar Hai was one of the biggest Hindi sitcoms of the 2010s, a comedy running on and TV produced by Sanjay and Binaisar Kohli under Editive Productions. The show was a massive hit, the kind of show that family watched together, the kids quoted, the aunties had opinions about. And at the heart of that success, Shilpa Shinde playing Anguri Bhabhi, a simple, sweet, slightly gullible housewife with a Bhojpuri accent and an enormous heart. Audiences adored her, she was the face of the show. But in 2016, everything exploded. Shilpa exited the show in mid-run and the exit was not quiet. It was messy, public and very, very ugly. According to Shilpa, the dispute started over a contract. The producer allegedly wanted her to sign the exclusive agreement, one that would lock her into the show and prevent her from taking up any other work or negotiating her pay. She refused. And she claims that after refusing, things turned hostile fast. Her shooting schedule was rearranged overnight. Multiple episodes of her footage was wrapped up in just 2 days. Suddenly, she had no shoot dates, and news started circulating in the industry that Anguri Bhabhi was being written out. She felt she was being pushed out, blacklisted, threatened, and then she did something that would follow her for the next 10 days. Shilpa filed multiple complaints against the show's makers, hostile work environment, non-payments of dues, industry blacklisting. All of these were part of the official dispute. But the one that really landed, the one that made headlines and sent shockwaves through the industry was the sexual harassment complaint against producer Sanjay Kohli. Immediately, the case became enormous. In the entertainment industry, a sexual harassment allegation against someone is career-ending territory. It is serious. It is damaging. It follows a person forever. The case eventually settled out of court. Shilpa's pending dues were cleared out. Both the parties agreed not to speak about it publicly. And for nearly a decade, that was the story that world knew. Shilpa Shinde, a brave actress who stood up against a powerful producer, industry outsider who fought back, the women who refused to be controlled. That was the narrative. Until 3 days ago, Shilpa Shinde appeared on comedian Bharti Singh's podcast, and in the middle of a candid conversation about her career, she said, "I'm going to quote her directly here. Poor man, he ended up getting defamed because of it. Today, through this platform, I want to say that it was false. I'm confessing this for the first time." She also said, "I can't explain what I was going through at that time. I fought the battle thinking, to hell with all of you. Filing such a case after a year was very difficult for me, but I genuinely felt I had no other option. A lie is a lie, whether it is small or big. I had told them that if life ever gave me the opportunity, I would confess that it was false. Now, I want you to sit with that for a moment." She admitted that the sexual harassment case was a weapon, a strategic move in a contract dispute, filed not because something happened to her, but because she was angry, cornered, and wanted to fight back. She also said that she has since spoken to Sanjay Kohli and his wife, that they called to thank her for the confession, that Sanjay told her to let people say whatever they want. And here is where the first contradiction hits us hard. If Sanjay Kohli has moved on and forgiven her, does that make it okay? Does a victim's grace absolve the person who weaponized the law against them? No, it doesn't. And here is why. Sanjay Kohli is a respected producer with a family, a wife, a daughter, and as Hina Khan pointedly said in her response, many other women in his family who had to watch the man they love carry a sexual harassment allegation against his name for nearly 10 years. 10 years. That's 10 years of every professional introduction coming with a whisper, 10 years of people Googling his name and finding that case, 10 years of his wife, his daughter, potentially his aging parents carrying that weight. Sexual harassment allegations are not minor. They are not something that gets cleared with a settlement and forgotten. They stick, they alter how an industry sees you. They affect who you work with, who trusts you, and who says your name without hesitation. And Shilpa Shinde's justification, she had no other option. Her father was a former High Court judge, for God's sake. She knew exactly what she was doing when she filed that case. She chose the most nuclear option available to her, not because something happened to her, but because she wanted leverage in a business dispute. That is not having no other option. That is knowing exactly which option causes the maximum damage and using it. Here is where it gets legally very real after all of this. Under Indian law, specifically Section 211 of the IPC, filing a false criminal case with an intention of injuring someone can result in imprisonment of up to 7 years and a fine. 7 years. Additionally, sections 499 and 500 of the IPC deal with criminal defamation. Sanjay Kohli's reputation was damaged by false allegations, which it clearly was. A defamation case could legally be filed against Shilpa. The punishment up to 2 years imprisonment and a fine. That's the thing Shilpa keeps saying in her defense. I never allowed the police to arrest him. I made sure the case didn't go that far. And I need to address this directly. Filing a false case and then managing how far it goes does not make it acceptable. The damage to reputation happens the moment the allegation becomes public, not at the point of arrest. You get credit for not burning down the whole building just because you stopped the fire at 3 rooms. And the most important legal principle here, one legal wrong cannot be used to justify or offset another. A contract dispute, even a legitimate one, cannot be resolved by fabricating a criminal complaint. Those are two completely different things under law. You cannot solve a civil injustice with a criminal lie. That's not brave. That's not a strategy. Under Indian law, that has a name and it is called abuse of process. Hina Khan, who was Shilpa's biggest rival on Bigg Boss 11, who lost the winner's trophy to Shilpa by public court, posted one of the most measured and powerful responses I've seen. Before you take a stand and I take a stand, let me tell you something very clearly. I support neither of them. So, jumping to what Hina Khan said, I usually never talk about someone. I never comment on someone else's business. I only speak up when it's about something sensitive, something that affects all of us as a society, especially as women. And then she called Sanjay Kohli a respected man with wife, daughter, and many other women in his family. Organizations and public figures are calling on Mumbai police to act. Comment sections everywhere are flooded. The internet has reached a rare anonymous verdict. But here is the Bigg Boss irony that I cannot stop thinking about. In 2017, Shilpa entered Bigg Boss carrying the story. The country watched her, knew about her battle with the producer, and voted her to win. The audience supported her because they believed she was a woman who stood up and fought back. She won Bigg Boss on the back of the story that she has now admitted was partly built on a lie. And what makes it worse? She mentioned in a podcast that even while she returned to Bhabhi Ji Kar Par Hai in 2025, yes, she went back to the same producers. The lie was bothering her. She said, even while doing Bhabhi Ji again, it kept bothering me because I knew I had said something that wasn't true. She went back, she worked with them again, she took the job, and she still carried the confession for another year before letting it out on a podcast. Now, Shilpa, after the backlash, came out and said her words were misunderstood. That people who truly know her already knew this. But she was trying to set an example that nobody should be scared of telling the truth. And here is my honest response to that. Using a false sexual harassment case as a bargaining chip, even in a genuinely unfair situation, is not brave. It is not a feminist move. It is actually the single worst thing a woman in power can do to every real survivor who comes after her. Because here is what false cases do. They hand ammunition to every person who wants to dismiss a real allegation. Every time a genuine survivor comes forward, there will now be someone who says, but remember Shilpa Shinde, remember what she admitted? That's the collateral damage that nobody confesses to on podcasts. I want to be fair. The contract situation she described sounds genuinely horrible. Being forced into an exclusive agreement, being threatened with a blacklist, having your livelihood suddenly ripped away, that is real. That deserves to be heard. That deserves legal recourse. But the correct legal route for a contract dispute is civil court, labor law, industry compliance, not a fabricated sexual harassment case. You don't fight one injustice with another. That's not justice. That's just two wrongs that both leave someone damaged. Shilpa Shinde's confession is genuinely important. It took courage to say it publicly. The truth needed to come out. Sanjay Kohli's name needed to be cleared, even if 10 years is too late. But courage in confession does not erase the consequences of the original act. And calling it a misunderstanding, after saying the words, it was false and I'm confessing this for the first time, on tape is not damage control, it's just more noise. The law is clear, the moral line is clear, and the industry for once seems to agree. The real question is, will there be legal consequences? Will Mumbai police act? Or will this be another moment where the internet stays outraged for 4 days and then moves on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everything this week. This one has genuinely got me thinking. If you're new here, subscribe. We do this every week. We don't sugarcoat. We don't take sides just to be dramatic. And we genuinely don't hold back when the truth matters. Like this video if you stay till the end. See you in the next one.